Okay, guys, it's Steve here again. Um, Sometimes when people, especially come out after finishing the basic theta healing class, and all of this applies to all of the classes actually, less and less as you get farther into it, but in some cases, not all, and not even necessarily the majority, but in some cases, coming out of the basic class the first time, some people struggle to reorient themselves to their regular life and transition back into the energy of the regular world. The feeling and there's almost like a real high that goes on because the energy in these classes are so high that some people experience it almost as a shock coming back into the regular world. And there's a number of things that people have reported to me that they experience. They come off and they feel wonderful. One lovely woman expressed how she felt after the class as being silly and high, and then immediately felt that she went back into almost felt like she took steps backwards and that she was stuck again. Um, One person recently expressed an experience of feeling like nothing is impossible and really connected with that whole oneness feeling, and that sense of possibility. And then she would crash and she would start having negative thoughts again and feeling as if she's going back into the same old kinds of routines. Feeling like some people have a feeling that they see their family and friends very, very differently and they don't know how to deal with that. Stuff like that. If you've had whatever your version is of coming out of at the very least the basic theta healing class and then feeling disoriented in these ways or even other ways that I'm not thinking of right at this moment, you're normal. It's not something that's necessarily bad. In fact, my personal opinion is that this is evidence that you are doing massive shifting and that you did really, really good in the class. Most people don't understand how profoundly their understanding and how much their perspective of reality has shifted after taking the very first basic class. It's really, really a profound shift. They have a different sense of how everything works, even if much of it is still kind of unconscious. They get it, but you know what, the class is set up so that you go through an awful lot of stuff and have experience after experience after experience without having time to think your way out of it. And as a result, whether you realize it or not, everything is different, and the way you react, the way you interact with the world is different on all sorts of different levels. So if you've had experiences like this coming out of the basic class for sure, or any of the other classes, pat yourself on the back. This, in my opinion, this is really, really amazing and really, really good. And this is evidence of the massive amount of shifting you've allowed yourself to do, which, although some of these experiences may be unpleasant for the moment, they are profoundly hopeful, in my opinion, because you now have the tools to start changing these things. You get rid of this top layer of disbelief from having gone through the basic class, and you feel wonderful and empowered. And that's true, you are empowered. However, what that also does is when you get rid of that top layer, that allows the next layer to begin to come up. And sometimes it comes up in easy ways, and sometimes, depending on your own belief systems, it may come up in ways that are appear to be difficult. You know, find out if you have the belief that change has to be difficult, that for it to be real, it has to be painful or hard or whatever. So, all that being said, I think the point has fundamentally been made. If you would like to know how and what it feels like to come out of any of these classes, particularly the basic, but all of the classes with theta healing in particular, and teach you how and what it feels like to integrate and be in harmony with your world, and your world be in harmony with you, for you to know how to deal with your new energy and what it feels like in the highest and best way, to make changes in your lives that are coming with grace and ease, um, and that it's possible and safe. Just say yes now. There we go. Okay, that's the little blurb for today. Have an awesome day. See you later.